So in today's video we are seeing applications of linear differential equations part 2. So first of all we'll see the problem statement. The differential equation satisfied by a beam uniformly loaded with one end fixed and the second subjected to a tensile force P, capital P we are taking. It is given by EI d2y by dx square is equal to Py minus 1/2 w x square. So this is the differential equation satisfied by a beam which is uniformly loaded and with one end is fixed and the second is subjected to one tensile force P. Now what you have to do is you have to show that the elastic curve for the beam, the elastic curve for the beam under the conditions. What are these conditions? Conditions y is equal to 0, dy by dx is equal to 0 at x is equal to 0 is given by what we are showing. We are showing that the elastic curve for the beam, and under these conditions it is given by y is equal to w divided by pn square into bracket 1 minus cos h nx, plus w x square divided by 2p, where what we have, where n square is equal to p upon ei. This is what you have to show. So this is the problem statement. Okay, so first of all we will again just rewrite the given equation. EI d2y by dx square is equal to Py minus 1/2 w x square. So what we are going to do, we are going to divide this equation throughout by EI and then we are going to rearrange the terms. So after dividing throughout by EI and rearranging the terms, see what we are getting. d2y by dx square minus p upon EI y is equal to minus w divided by 2 into 1 upon EI x square. This is what we are getting. Now earlier we were given that n square is equal to p upon ei, so that we are going to make use of in this equation. So therefore after substituting p divided by ei is equal to n square and ei is equal to p upon n square. See, I will write again. P divided by ei is equal to n square and ei is equal to p divided by n square. So the equation, this equation, now we are rewriting it as d2y by dx square minus n square y is equal to minus w n square upon 2p x square. Now this equation, you can see that it is a linear differential equation with the constant coefficient. So now we are going to solve this particular differential equation. So here you can write again once making use of the operator D. So please refer to the earlier videos on this topic which are given in the description box, and also one link I am providing over here, that also you can see. So I am rewriting now by making use of the operator symbol, divided by 2p x square. Okay, now we are going to solve this in the usual way. So first we are going to find the CF, then we are going to find the PI, and then we are going to write the solution of this particular linear differential equation which we have generated. Once again, what we are doing, we are finding the elastic curve for the beam under some given conditions. The auxiliary equation for this particular differential equation is d square minus n square is equal to 0. So the roots are obviously plus or minus n, and now the CF, it is equal to C1 e raised to nx plus C2 e raised to minus nx. So this is the CF part. Okay, and we can since it was asked to prove in a certain manner, you can rewind the video in and see it, that we have been asked to prove in the form of hyperbolic function. So therefore what I can do is I can rewrite this by making use of the hyperbolic function. So this is equal to C1 for nx plus C2 sin hnx. So you will have to recall the definition of hyperbolic functions, cos hnx, sin hnx, and then see why we could write this particular CF in this way. Okay, so just you work out this part as to how we can. So some part of whatever you studied, hyperbolic functions, that has to be recalled over here. Now we are going to start solving for the PI. So PI is equal to, okay, what we have been given, 1 upon FD, as like before, 1 upon d square minus n square, that is FD, and the right hand side that we are operating on is minus w n square divided by 2p x square. So we will write this as, minus w n square divided by 2p 1 upon d square minus n square and operating on x square. So now we are using the case for finding out the PI for x raised to m. So again you have to go back to the videos which were posted earlier on the channel, and you just see there the case for x raised to m. So this I am going to now write it as wn square divided by 2p, okay, and 1 upon 1 minus d square divided by n square, okay, 1 upon d square divided by n square x square. So once again, please do go back to those videos for the case of x raised to m, and you can easily understand what I have done over here. So this is equal to w upon 2p 1 minus d square by n square raised to minus 1 x square. Okay, so now continuing with this is equal to, we are expanding this, making use of the binomial expansion. So in the earlier videos I have given the binomial expansion also in this particular case, for case of x raised to m. So again you are prompted to revisit those videos. So divided by 1 plus d square by n square Now d is the operator d by dx and our term over here is x square. So therefore only up to second derivative is relevant for us. Why? Because after second derivative all the derivatives are going to be 0 for this term x square. So therefore no need to write further terms x square. So this is equal to, now we are operating this x square inside the bracket. So w upon 2p now into bracket x square. Second derivative of x square is 2. So plus 2 upon n square. So this is the, what we have found is the Pi. Now the complete solution from the problem is the CF plus the Pi. So the complete solution is the CF plus the Pi. So this we have got. Now remember that some conditions were given to us under which we have to find the solution. So those conditions we will see. Now y is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. That is the first condition which was given. So we are going to substitute all this. So 0 is equal to, so we are substituting y 0 over here and x as 0 over here in the right hand side. So therefore this is equal to C1 plus W upon 2p into 2 divided by n square. So in other words we are going to get the value of C1. Therefore C1 is equal to minus W upon p n square. This is the value of C1 which we have got. Now again it was also given to us that one second condition was given to us. What was that? dy by dx is equal to 0 when x is equal to 0. So to use this condition, first of all we will find the derivative of this y and then we will use the condition. So over here dy by dx is equal to derivative of the hyperbolic function we are seeing. So C1n sine h nx plus C2n cos h nx, okay, plus w upon p into x. So that is the derivative. Now we will use this condition. So therefore what we are going to get, if you substitute over here dy by dx is equal to 0 and this side x is equal to 0, so then which term will be left? Only this C2n will be left. So we will get 0 is equal to C2n, or this implies that C2 is equal to 0. So we have got the value of C1 as minus W upon Pn square and C2 as 0. So we are now going to substitute all this in the answer which we had obtained and write the final answer. So therefore what we are going to write, therefore y is equal to minus W upon Pn square cos h nx, okay, plus W upon 2p x square plus W upon p n square. So that is the final answer. And just one more step, if you want, you can do some simplification, that you can take the common, you can take this factor as common and rewrite the solution. So y is equal to, we can write W upon p n square into bracket 1 minus cos h nx. This is what we had to show. Remember, just rewind the video and see that this is what was asked to show, plus W upon 2p x square, and that's it. So in this particular way we have obtained the solution that was required.